Hi everyone, this is Ravi. Welcome to TRICENTIS Tosca SAP Automation tutorial. As you all know, I've already published 3 YouTube videos. I would recommend you guys to go through those videos before you watch this session. This is our lesson 4 where I'm going to teach you how can we scan your SAP by using XScan. So basically how can you scan SAP application by using XScan. And also, I'm going to teach you the standard modules of TRICENTIS Tosca. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon. You'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Thank you. Okay, so our first agenda item is standard modules. So what is standard modules? So in terms of SAP application, right? So differently from websites, SAP pages contains the same elements and functions across all the organization because every organization who purchases the SAP packages, the SAP will provide you the application that are basically the pages that contains the same elements and the same functions across all the organizations. And hence it is very redundant to scan most commonly used objects every time whenever you start the project. And hence, to minimize the misuse of the time with standard SAP modules, right? So basically the standard controls that are common or that contains the same elements and functions, so you can basically minimize the time by using the standard module that is provided by TRICENTIS Tosca. And what is the use? The useful, this is very much useful for performing or automating common execution tasks that are involved in SAP. And this simplifies your SAP automation. So let me show you how can you access these standard modules in TRICENTIS Tosca latest version. And also let me teach you about the XScan, and let me show you one sample how can we XScan or how can we scan the controls of one of the SAP screen or one of the SAP page by using SAP GUI. Okay, so now let's jump onto the system and see how can we scan the application, and let me show you these standard modules that are provided by Tosca. So now let's see how can you access these standard modules provided by Tosca as I explained you in the previous slide. Okay, so to access standard modules, first you need to create workspace. Okay, so I have already explained you how to create a workspace in my previous session. So for that you click on create new, and then here name your workspace as, let's say, sample session or sample standard module. Okay, once you name your workspace, you need to click on use workspace template. As soon as you click on use workspace template, by default Tosca will take the standard module from Tosca installation folder. So this is standard TSU. Okay, and then once you click on OK, a workspace will be created. Okay, so I already created workspace with the standard module. I'm going to open the workspace Tosca SAP Automation. So once you create a workspace, you need to access the standard modules so that you can reuse some of the reusable functions in the standard module. For SAP, you will have a separate standard modules because SAP functions or SAP modules overall the organizations, any organization that uses the SAP will have the same functions. Okay, hence if you go to standard modules and then go to T-box engines. So basically I'm in module section. Okay, T-box engine. So let me go here. Okay, sorry, here standard modules. Okay, standard modules, T-box engine. Under T-box engine there is a module called SAP. So this module will have all the reusable functions or reusable modules. For example, SAP login. To automate the login function, you just need to use this SAP login. If you see here, for login, you'll be using client server, username, password, right? So I already explained you how to log in your SAP application, okay, in my previous video session. So if you use this module, automating login function is pretty simple. You just need to drag this module and drop into test case so that the login function will be, automation of the login will be completed. Okay, anyway, I'm going to teach you how to use these standard modules in automating your test cases in my upcoming session anyway. So if you observe here, these are all the standard modules. If you see, these standard modules will have the technical information. For example, for SAP login, when I go to client, right? So this client edit box is being recognized by these technical properties. In the same way, username is being recognized by these technical properties, right? So this is how you can access your standard module. And then SAP logon is another standard module that you will be using. And there are very much reusable modules like SAP menu that we are going to use while automating our test cases, SAP status bar, right? SAP toolbar, all these, and SAP context menu, right? All these standard modules we are going to reuse them while automating our test cases in our future sessions. Okay, and if you observe here, for standard modules under description, you might not see this column. What you need to do is go to column chooser and select the column called description. Double click on description. Currently it's already there. Let me remove this column. Okay, for you the view will be like this. Okay, if you need the description column, go to column chooser, right click on column chooser, and then double click on this description. So that gives you a column called description where it describes about the module that actually useful for your automation, right? Logon starts the SAP login GUI. Login module SAP login is used to enter user specific information for the login, SAP login screen, right? So you will have the description of each and every reusable standard modules in the description column. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to use each and every standard module while automating your test cases in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so hope you all understand how to access your standard modules provided by Tosca for automating your SAP application. So now let's understand how can you perform scanning of your SAP application by using XScan, and I'm going to teach you what are all the different options and what are all the different views that are available in XScan. Okay, so this is very important to scan your controls that are available in your SAP application. So let's go to the next practical session. So now let's understand how can you scan your controls of your SAP application. So in my previous session, I have already explained you how to establish the connection to SAP IDES or SAP GUI. Okay, so this is my SAP GUI. So how to go to SAP GUI? You just click on Windows and then enter SAP. So this is what once I click on this, the SAP GUI will be opening. And this is my connection that I already established in my previous session. Okay, double click on this, provide your username and password. Okay, let me open my username. So let me enter my username here and the password. And then click on enter button or click on this top left corner enter green color check box. Okay, check mark. As soon as you enter, you will be entering to your SAP GUI modules. Okay, these are all the different modules that are available. Okay, I've already explained you about this SAP IDES in my previous session. I would recommend you guys to go through that session. So now from here, let me go to the A01 module. Okay, so this is actually creation of sales order. This is while creating a sales order, there are multiple screens that we need to go through. So this is my initial screen, create sales order initial screen. Okay, now I need to capture all these controls by using Tosca with XScan. So how can we perform? So you need to go to modules. Under modules, let's say under this I want to add a new module called create sales order initial screen. Okay, for that right click on this, click on scan, click on application, and this opens your XScan window. I'm going to first cover what are all the different options that are available in XScan. Okay, so to scan the controls of your SAP, this displays all the applications that are open in your desktop. So I want to select this screen. Okay, click on scan. So as soon as you click on scan, your scanner will be XScan will be opening, and once it opens your XScan, so this is opening in the basic view. This is called a basic view, and if you click on advanced, this is called advanced view. Okay, I'm going to explain the difference between basic view and advanced view. Okay, first basic view. By using basic view, you can directly select the controls that you would like to add. Okay, let's say I want to select the control of order type. I want to select the control of sales organization. Okay, so as soon as I select, the controls are being added to your XScan, right? If I go to advanced view, in the advanced view, it automatically displays all the controls that are displaying on your screen. Apart from that, if I go to order type, it also displays the technical properties of each control. These are all the technical properties by which the Tosca will be identifying your control. See, order type is being identified by relative ID, because against this property a checkbox is there. That means Tosca is identifying this control by using relative ID, right? So in the advanced view, you can also see all the controls of your screen and the technical properties. If you see, this is your filter option. You can filter these. If you go to the left corner, it only displays the controls that you selected. If you go to right side, it displays all the controls that are available on screen. If I go far right side, it also displays the controls that are not visible on your screen, like containers, HTML tables, right? So all these controls. Okay, so that is the advantage of your filter in advanced view. Okay, and there is another option called identify by. If in case your object is not uniquely identified, this object is uniquely identified. If you see, the selected item is unique at the bottom of the screen, right? If this selected item is not uniquely identified, I can use another method. So these objects are actually by default identify properties. But if I want to identify the objects by using anchor, I can use. By using image, I can use. By using index also, I can use. But in SAP applications, most of the times I need not to use these anchor image index, because all the controls that are defined in SAP applications are uniquely identified throughout any kind of modules. Okay, so that's why we need not to use other identifying methods. And I already covered all these identifying methods in my previous sessions. Long back I covered Tosca automation of your web applications under Tosca specialist level 1. So you will have all these playlists in the description. You can visit the descriptions, all these playlists from the descriptions. Okay, and that is what about the identify by. And if you, there is another option called select on screen. So the difference between select on screen, if I click on select on screen, it almost works same as your basic view, where you can directly select the controls from the screen. But select on screen also displays your technical properties. In basic view, it only shows the controls, but in advanced view, if you select on screen, you can directly select the controls. Let's say if I want to select this control, it adds the control, but also it displays the technical properties of that control. So that's the difference. And condensed view. If I click on this condensed view, it condenses entire pop-up to a right corner with a small window, so that it gives you access to your entire SAP application. Right? It gives you access of your entire application. Okay, and here you can directly add the controls, right? And again, you can just click on advanced arrow. It brings you our again advanced view. And if you want to highlight, let's say if you want to highlight some of the controls on your screen, let's assume, so let's say these are all your controls here, right? Let's assume this is one control, this is one control. You don't know this control is placed, this control placed in which location of your application. If there are a lot of controls on your application, so if you want to know the location of your control, you can use highlight selection. Once you click on highlight selection, it is going to highlight the control on the screen in red color. Let's say order type. See, it is highlighting. I want to see distribution channel. This is highlighting. I want to see division. See, so this way you can identify the control location on your application. So once you add all the controls, if you want to click on save, let's say I want to add only these two controls. Okay, if you click on save, this will save your module to your Tosca. See, the new module has been added. And let's assume I want to rename this as, okay, 1 second. So let me rename this module as okay, let's go to condensed view, sorry, advanced view, basic view. So I already saved. Now one more thing is, you can rename the module also. If you want, you can rename the module. For now, let's keep as it is. So if I click on finish screen, what it will do, it entirely saves your module, and you can access your module in the taskbar. See here, it saved all the controls, two different controls here, correct? But because I clicked on finish screen, the previous controls will be disappearing from your window, XScan window. Now it gives you chance to create a new module. Let's say I want to create a new module for other controls. For example, let's say I want to create a new module with all the above controls, right? So you can directly start scanning and create a new module. So that's the difference. Save will just save the controls, but the existing controls still available on your screen, and you can add additional controls. But once you click on finish scan, all the controls on the window will be disappeared. It gives you option to create a new module. And then once you click on close, now the XScan will be closed and your new module will be available in the module section. Let's assume if I want to add some more controls. Let's say I want to add additional 3 other controls to my module. You can modify the existing module. How? Right click on your existing module and select Rescan. Once you select Rescan, it will open your XScan window and it automatically redirects you to the previous screen. Okay, so it is opening your XScan window and it automatically takes you to the same previous screen where the controls are available. So if you see here, it automatically redirected you to the same screen, right? Now let's say if I want to add some more controls. Okay, select on screen. I want to add division, sales officer, sales group. So if you see, previous controls are disable mode, but the new controls are added here. So now save this and close it. Now if you go back to your module section, now you see the new module, the existing module has been updated with the additional controls just now we rescanned. Okay, so this is how you can capture your controls of your SAP application and you can modify your controls of your existing module. Okay, so scanning your controls is very important for automating your test cases. So in our upcoming sessions, I'm going to teach you automating very important test scenarios or use cases of your SAP application. If you have any queries, please provide your comments in the comment box. I'll try to respond to your queries. Thank you. Hope you all understand the concepts of standard modules provided by Tosca, and then what is XScan and what are all the different options available in XScan, and how can you use XScan to scan your SAP application. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon. You'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Thank you.